Well, what's the crack, lads? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's about time I started putting out some brand new content for each and every one of you for being so supportive and so caring of this channel and me. So I appreciate all your wonderful faces. But today I wanted to do something, considering I finished Super Mario Odyssey for the first time. Well, sort of. I managed to get to the dark side of the moon, and we all kind of know how that went. Yeah, fun times. Link to that video in the description below. But today, I want to do something that has been heavily requested ever since I finished Super Mario Odyssey, and that's live react to the world record speedrun of this game. Now, I have been recommended one that was done by Games Done Quick, and apparently they beat the game in less than an hour. So I haven't really clicked into any speedruns or anything like that, so I don't really know what to expect. But less than an hour? How is that even possible, considering all of the different bosses you have to defeat? I don't know, but I'm going to find that out today. And let's see if these speedrunners can even hold a candle to my skills in this game, because I don't think they can. So if you're excited about this video, lads, leave it a like, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And as I said, if you want to see my full Super Mario Odyssey Let's Play, link in the description below. All that being said, let's check out the world record speedrun for Super Mario Odyssey. Alright, so here we are with Games Done Quick. So we got two individuals here, and I think they're gonna two-player this game. One of them's playing as Cappy and the other's playing as Mario. Wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just going to be one person playing the game, but maybe that's how you speedrun this game. So let's just not ask any more questions and dive right into this speedrun. Here we go.
Go! Let's go!
Let's see how this is done. I'm so curious.
Thank you.
How does one do this in less than an hour?
Oh, you will notice the game is in traditional Chinese. Like a lot of speed games, some languages are faster because there's less text to scroll through. Chinese saves about 15 seconds over the run compared to English.
Wow, that's actually a significant amount.
It's about 50. And here we go. Starting off the run is just going to be Mario. I'm not going to have anything to do. But once he goes onto the bridge to collect Cappy, we're going to start seeing some new two-player movements. So
right, okay.
The main two moves that we're going to be using with Cappy is the vault and the cap throw. So the vault allows me to bounce Jambo off the ground to get some extra height, which you're going to see here.
Okay, so this is already ridiculously fast.
The cutscene a little bit earlier.
You know, I played two-player with my nephew when I played this game. All he did was hinder me.
yeah.
So it's good to see two people getting along.
That was fast.
Just to grab this frog a little bit earlier. And those are a lot of the sorts of time saves.
Well, when did he throw the hat?
Two-player actually is
I didn't even
faster
see him
than one-player, which is something that a lot of people don't know. It's kind of flip-flopped, you know, between the two over the years.
Whoa.
But Jambo and I managed to get two-player down
the camera
to
can't
under
even
55
keep up.
minutes just the other week because of the Switch 2. Hey, we're just going to be climbing up the ramp. We did miss a trick there called left side, which isn't a huge deal.
Whoa!
What very fast
the heck?
Yeah, that was really, really good. And now I'm just going to let Jambo fight Topper. I've got nothing to do here. That's going to be a trend across the run. There's lots of times where I just get to sit here and let his skill shine through.
Hey,
to go back to the comment,
bro, that's illegal. How did he do that so fast?
Sub 55. So the Switch 2 recently came out, and one of the first things all of us runners wanted to see was, how much time can this really save? Well, it turns out it can save like up to 50 seconds just on loads alone, which is crazy.
Holy. Okay.
Definitely faster, but it's just so much harder to coordinate two people. Like you're going to see in the run, it's very confusing how they're able to do all this stuff as two separate people. It's very impressive. It's cool to watch.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to it.
I mean, it's taken a lot of years. We've been doing two-player together pretty much once every week for the past 3 years. We know each other from university. We kind of knew each other online beforehand.
So they're in
going to
sync.
the same uni and started doing two-player every week. And ended up getting the world record, getting the first sub 56 Mario Odyssey anime.
The fact that they're able to commentate over doing this is insane.
Now, here we have one of the hardest tricks, probably the second hardest trick in the whole run, kicking it off. This is called Dino Skip Skip. A lot of you who have seen speedruns in this game may be aware of Dino Skip. We take the dinosaur, bounce it off a trampoline to get into the Brood Arena early. We're not going to be doing that.
What? Wait, how do you do that?
But bear with if it takes a few attempts, because this is a very hard trick to get, and we often reset to it a lot.
So hang on, he's controlling cap.
Never mind.
How are they so in sync, bro? What the? How?
Round of applause to Jambo. That's incredible stuff. On the stage with all the nerves, he manages to get that first try. Nice work. There you go. I'm just going to capture the chain chomp here, and this boss fight is pretty self-explanatory.
Bro.
If he backwards onto the chain chomp as Mario,
I'm
he can
already
stop it from doing that
gobsmacked.
moving animation a little bit earlier.
Didn't quite get it there. Let's see if I can do it for third phase.
And something that's really fun with this, for some reason, they gave Madame Brood really crazy jiggle physics. So a lot of people like to call that out.
Yeah, a lot of people, huh?
Holy
Yeah.
dude, that
Yeah.
was
On her
so
hair and
quick.
her ears and stuff, of course, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
And there we go. That is our first boss down on our first multi-moon of the run.
Dude, we're not even 5 minutes in and they beat the first boss.
There's a trick in this game known as a dram, which basically is when you leave Cappy by a capture, go get a moon as Mario, and then home into the capture to teleport over to it. There are quite a few in one player, but
Wait,
in two
that's a
player,
thing?
the number of drams that we can do is so much bigger because we can control Cappy independently of Mario, and this is going to be the first one here. So Jambo is going to spin pound down to this moon. I'm leaving Cappy at the top of the rock here, and when he grabs this moon, I'm going to navigate Cappy kind of off camera, grab the globe, and we can leave the kingdom just
There we
like
are.
that.
Now, at the end of every kingdom, there are going to be long Odyssey cutscenes like this. So this is a perfect place for any
What just happened, dude?
donations,
I felt like
that need to
I
be
just time
made.
traveled.
Just for 20 to 30 seconds.
So now we're going to see
Just
what we
skips
did
all the
to
checkpoints.
system time coming into play. We're going to plant this seed. It usually takes 20 minutes to grow. However, we set the clock to 7 minutes before daylight savings time starts. And just now, when we're grabbing this moon, hopefully, if it all worked, the
What?
clock is going
You
to
can
tick
get in
over
behind
into
the
daylight
shop?
savings, passing forwards an hour, making the seed grow instantly. So we can skip that whole animation.
Wait, what?
Oh, and of course, we have the crowd cheering every time we get a moon.
I can't
Are we
keep
doing
up
the
with this.
hoorays? Yeah. Did we get that? Okay. Hey, hooray!
It's good. You're
I'm curious, is there an all-moon speed run?
Don't tie yourselves out too early.
If there's any crowd that loves this
How
more
did
than anyone, it's a GDQ crowd. See?
We love you guys.
The
Thank you
hat
so
just
much.
keeps
You
going.
may have just heard there, obviously, this is a co-op run. There are 2 of us, and sometimes we need to come up with backups on the spot. So sometimes me and Zach will just give, a little phrase to each other, just
Yeah, exactly.
so we know how to coordinate the movement.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of this run is entirely memorized. I mean, we've played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of 2-player and thousands of 1-player by ourselves. But there are lots of call-outs and stuff like that, which we might have to do if things go awry. So there is an interesting thing happening in Sand here. Usually, you'd go down.
Dude, this entire run is illegal.
Discovered at the end of last year, which means that we're actually going to save that alcove moon for later, and we're going to use a trick called a moon clip, which is going to come up a bunch in this run. So that's why we skipped that moon. We just went straight up to the bullet bill, and in kind of 30 seconds here, we're going to see that
My
moon coming
God.
back into play.
I love the crowd.
But for now, we're just going to go around the kingdom,
So in
grab some of
sync.
the moons that we need to leave. Nice.
You doubted them, CJ. I'm telling you.
I didn't
I'm
doubt
telling
that.
you.
What an amazing crowd. Thank you,
at the
guys.
same time.
All right, here we go. Now, this is called a moon clip. I won't get into specifics, but essentially, when you do certain moves in this game with kind of frame-tight timing, you can get something called skew, which when you grab a moon can send you through walls. I'm reaching over right now to Jambo's controller to time an input between the Cappy controller and his controller to clip through that wall. And now we can go over here, we can grab this moon out of bounds, stay out of bounds. You might want to hold neutral there, that's a bit tight. Nice. Stay out of bounds, and then go into the Sphinx loading zone without having to answer his quiz.
Nice, good call. I wasn't going to hold neutral there, but I didn't think that would have worked otherwise.
And here, I'm going to grab some coins. We're going to need those by a couple of moons. That's all the coins we'll need for the whole run. It's not tight at all.
Hey,
And one more
Yeah.
moon, and that will be Sand
he
Kingdom
bypassed
complete
the quiz
already.
with the Sphinx.
All right.
And just warping back to the Odyssey
There it
here so we
is.
can deposit all the
Fantastic.
moons.
That was a really good Sand Kingdom.
That was.
That
Thank you, it went
was-
well.
I probably shouldn't be looking at the timer, but 9:33, that's pretty good.
Very good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right.
Help himself.
Hell yeah. Again, we
Should I just stop playing video games because I'm not worthy? These dudes right here are platforming gods. I mean, the one thing that I think I'm most shocked about, I'm most surprised about, is just how in sync the two of them are. It's almost as if they're not even playing the game, dude. It's just a video playing and they're just commentating over it. But these guys are so casually doing this insane shit. GG's, bro. Just GG's.
Y'all are amazing!
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who showed up. What an amazing crowd we have.
Holy crap, dude.
The next trick
That's
is called
so
Lake
fast.
Clip. We're going to be attempting a slightly more difficult version of this clip. I say we, it's all Jambo. Called triple jump lake clip, which is, I think, a 2-frame window. We're going to be doing a moon clip again. If this doesn't work, it's a pretty easy
speed!
backup. And it looks like he got it. Not over yet.
Holy.
And that's it. Rose up happy, grabs the checkpoint, and we're going to go down. We're going to get this moon under the water.
Just to let you know how hard that is, that's the first time he's gotten it today, I'm pretty sure.
Holy crap.
3 hours before stream today, and I
didn't hit it
every
a single time. And now we can just warp up to that checkpoint we grabbed and get this moon here, which you're
Jambo's insane. He's built different, bro.
Coming through a painting later on.
Doing all this like extra out of bounds stuff to avoid fighting the boss. I mean, we fight like very minimal boss. I say we, I'm not playing the game. They fight very minimal bosses in the run, just because of the cutscenes that they come with and everything.
That's what I was wondering.
Even with all this, it's only like 3-4 seconds faster, something like that. But
so they avoid bosses.
Counts when you're at this level.
Yes, exactly. The cutscenes for the story moons and the bosses were really long. So in a lot of beginner routes, you tend to see those included a lot more because they're a lot more friendly to do. But everywhere that we can, we're going to be doing skips to try and avoid all of those cutscenes and boss fights.
I see. That's where I was wondering. It's like, no way you can do this in less than an hour with all the boss fights.
Very quick.
Yes, exactly.
As we're already collecting the last moon here.
Including cutscenes, like entering, leaving, everything, it's less than 3 minutes. Like, it's a very fast kingdom.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we have time for a couple more donations as we head into Wooded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, they are
we have a
speeding through these kingdoms. What the heck?
That says,
wow.
This is crazy.
Wooded is infamously one of the hardest kingdoms in the run. At a beginner level, an intermediate, and advanced level. I mean, it just has so many difficult bits of movement and tricks.
Oh, so they're actually going and buying a moon.
The first one is very famous. It's called Nut Clip. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It saves about 30 seconds, one of the biggest time saves in the run. It is relatively lenient, but obviously, especially in a marathon environment like this, still very easy to miss. So hopefully that goes okay. If not, we do have the backups all sorted out.
Dude, this coordination is crazy to me, dude.
We can do the movement captureless, which is really cool. You're going to see a lot of that later on in the run.
Yes.
And what else is really cool is that we just crossed $12,000 with the any percent incentive. Let's keep it coming!
Nice little catch on the snapback there. That was crazy. So that is Nut Clip. We do Moon Clip through there to clip out of bounds. We're going to collect this moon, which is inside of a little box.
Anytime I see sort of clipping like that, it just blows my mind.
Here.
Like, the fact that it's so coordinated is crazy.
At the top of Wooded Kingdom, which we usually aren't to get to until after beating Spewit.
And now we get a fan favorite song playing.
This song is really good. This song is really good, yeah.
We've just got a couple of quick moons
My God,
before we head
dude.
into another trick, which is a very difficult one, frame perfect, so we don't actually do it in our usual PBS. But we want to give you guys a good show.
We want to give you a good show. So this is called Maze Clip. It's another moon clip. Again, it is a 1-frame window to get. And that looks like it works.
Wait. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
That's so awesome, guys.
Let's go.
I've actually never seen them hit that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
we very rarely hit that. That is incredible. All right, but it is not over yet. The rest of this is really tricky. And we also don't have a checkpoint, which we would like to have right now, because we went past it when we did Maze Clip. So if we die here, we're back at the Odyssey. We have to go up through the entire kingdom again.
No, that's not going to happen, though.
It's not gonna, no, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Oh,
Holy, after saying we're fine, That was close.
Usually use an uproot to get around here. We're going to skip that using some really cool two-player movement. Definitely one of the cooler parts of the run.
Dude, they can literally go everywhere.
So just coming up to this first moon here, and we're going to have a big jump to get the second moon, which isn't quite possible.
And here's me, I can't jump onto a somewhat high wall, and these guys are just scaling up towers.
So just grab that barely at the top there.
What the hell?
We're using a piece of tech there called a compact dive bounce, which basically means that...
I did not know how to name.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I bounce Mario,
okay,
and then I take Cappy away so that he can do a fake throw, which is essentially Mario doing a cap throw, but without having Cappy there. And then he can dive out of the fake throw, I come back, I dive. It's lots of like, swapping movement back and forth. But now we are coming into the pipe section. This is another moon clip. I told you there are loads of moon clips in this run. And another one where I'm actually going to be reaching over onto Jambo's controller to press a button there. Hopefully I hit this. It's very tight.
Oh,
I missed it,
unlucky.
unfortunately. I was a little bit fast on the input, but hopefully we were fast enough that we should hit the cycle here to get through without hitting any of the
That one is
fuzzy
very
things.
tough. There's no cue for it or anything. It's just
my
vibes.
God.
Exactly.
You just got to get the feeling down.
And these fuzzies are also very
love the
annoying
crowd.
because in this game, you lose a lot of inputs if
That's
Cappy
awesome.
interacts with something while you're trying to finish your
Yeah.
input. So those fuzzies are like criminal #1.
That is
with
very
that.
true.
And that's a 1658 wooded exit.
1658
pretty
rated.
happy with
Wow,
that.
sub 17.
Wow. This is giving me Breath of the Wild speedrun flashbacks, dude. I'm gobsmacked. Oh, here we go.
Donation goes
First
to Runner's
battle
Choice,
with Bowser.
which I believe is the 80% run. Am I right, runners?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. What generous donations. So now we're in Cloud Kingdom. We're fighting Bowser. This is a pretty straightforward kingdom, but we are going to do some interesting tech here. By backflipping and timing a cap throw, just as he throws a hat, you can grab it straight away without having to chase it around the entire kingdom like you're meant to. Again, another place where I don't actually have anything to do with holding the controller.
And now, if
Jambo
everyone
out
can
here.
please pay
Just
attention. Philly had a joke he wanted to say.
Being absolutely
yes.
insane. Oh, we got hit.
Here, wait, hold
A
up.
lot of pressure now.
Okay, wait. Bowser Jr. might be an only child after this final blow.
I want you guys to know, he's been talking about making that joke for the whole week.
He's been
All
so,
week.
All
he's been
week.
so
He's been
excited
so
about
I
it.
had my one zinger. I needed it.
Yeah.
You did it.
And
You
now
did
we
it.
are going straight into Lost Kingdom. No cutscenes here. Lost Kingdom, very short, less than 2 minutes if we do it really well. However, it is really scary
It is so
because
cool.
not only is the entire thing covered in poison, but there's also a big bird called Klepto who will try to steal your hat. And we're going to try and avoid him because that is very slow.
Zach,
to
don't
do
let
that-
Oh, so they're going to try
nice,
skip
nice.
that?
I will just do a little one-player backup here,
Nice.
just to be safe.
Okay, cool. So
There
we're
we
jumping
are.
up that tree, and what that does is it skips the zone to trigger Klepto.
So they're
So now
skipping
we're
that
kind of gonna
completely.
go through the kingdom from the top down, the other way around that
Holy
you're meant to. Grabbing some
moly.
things as we go. Again, there's loads of poison around. We might fall down, we might die in the poison, or we could hit the loading zone for Klepto and get Cappy stolen from us. So we need to be really careful as we go around here.
So they're going to
Yeah, it is
skip
all very,
all
very
of that.
scary movement. And one little thing that we do have to do in amongst collecting all these moons is just go over to the trigger zone here. Because otherwise we were basically going to get kleptoed if we stood on like this level down here.
Yeah.
So we need to trigger the cutscene first.
Yeah, so now you can hear the
just to
music
be
playing
safe.
for the kingdom, which means that we've activated Klepto and he's not going to attack us anymore. So we can
For
run
some
around.
reason, if you walk near him, he thinks he has your hat. He's fully wrong.
Yeah.
But he just thinks he has it.
And here is a really
Wow.
cool trick coming up called Cage Triple. I'm going to go and grab this. You have to go on top. And James is going to jump towards the cage as Mario. And
Wow.
Just as
Holy
Torpedo
crap,
breaks it,
that
it's
was
so cool.
impressive.
One more moon here. And then
How, though?
some,
How,
little
though?
happy movement to get up without dying. And that is Lost Kingdom complete.
It is so fast.
That's it,
really
done.
Is probably my favorite kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
It's really, really fun. And now as you're heading to Metro, we have time for a couple of donations if you'd like to.
And we have some lovely donations in for you. We have $25 from Dad in the Box and Mom in the Box. Saying super proud of you and Jambo, dear Zach.
Oh, that's
what an
cute.
amazing experience. Stay frosty.
Can we get a big round of applause for my mom and dad?
Oh,
They've been so
very
supportive.
supportive.
The whole journey. And
That's so sweet. That's so wholesome, bro.
thank you.
The
Also for
family
watching-
love isn't over yet. We have $25 from Sisters in the Box. Congratulations from Zach's very proud
and
big
his sister as well. No
It's
way.
amazing to see you both on the big stage after all your hard work over the last few years, cheering you on from across the pond.
you so much. Yeah, they're
That makes this run even better.
5 a.m. for them.
5 a.m.
So huge commitment to stay up and watch this. Thank you, guys. All right, this is Metro. As you can tell, it's a little bit rainy and sad. Not quite how you expect the big, thriving city to be like, because there is a big mecha wiggler that we have to take out.
Yeah,
so we're
what-
going to
Are
run
they
through
actually
this
gonna fight
kingdom
that
and climb
boss?
all the way up the
Looks
tower
like
to
it.
go and fight him. You can do a little dram on that wire to grab it from the ground.
How-
And now coming into City Hall,
Wait, how
which is
did
a
he-
very, very tight piece of movement. So we're going to shut up for a minute. You guys can take over if you'd like to.
Oh, Philly.
Oh.
You got any jokes?
Actually, yes, CJ. So in Metro Kingdom, do you think their target stays open past 8 p.m.?
Oh, man.
I don't get it. American
My
jokes.
regrets passing on to them.
That was I didn't know he was gonna say that. I'm so sorry.
Big jump across the top there.
Apologizing for
That was
it.
a
Wow,
perfect City
that was
Hall.
insane.
That was really good.
Now, there was a new trick discovered.
Wow.
When was it? Was it this year?
January last year.
January last year. This is
Oh,
a
yeah, so he
damage
actually is
clip
fighting
where
a
we can
boss.
get out of bounds during this boss fight. It is very hard. It has a 3-frame window. I kind of messed up setup there, so I'm actually not sure we're going to hit this, unfortunately. Let's see.
Oh, snap back on the
unlucky.
controller. That's
yeah,
unlucky.
Yeah, that's unlucky. My controller is a little bit dodgy. It's pretty good in most aspects, but sometimes when you flick on the stick to face towards the wall, it'll just flick you back again. That's called snap back, and it got in the way
Just
there.
forget everything you heard. There was no
Yeah,
clip.
no.
Oh, that's
According to plan.
insane. Just stand in the corner. It speeds it up as well.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, look at this pattern. Look at that pattern. It's great.
Luckily, this is one of the only and biggest RNG spots in the run. This run is very RNG-less, and this pattern that the Mega Wiggler is going to take on the wall here is the only real bit of RNG, and luckily, I mean, there's a certain amount of patterns, so
22, I
experienced
believe,
runners
yeah.
can just memorize all of them and figure out the best way to handle it,
Wow.
like Jambo just did right there. But that was a pretty good pattern.
Yeah. You have all the patterns memorized, don't you?
Whoa,
You
that
have all the
was
patterns
so
all
fast.
All 22.
Yeah, so they're all on like a PowerPoint slide, and all the top runners just look at them all and memorize it like flashcards.
I just
Yeah.
wing it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, besides missing the clip there, that was a very, very good nightmare.
Nice.
I would have loved to have seen the clip, what they were going to do there.
Thank you, JD.
All right, this
Hey!
is Metro Kingdom.
I love it.
The big flagship kingdom that they kind of advertised when the game came out. Very happy, jolly music going on. We're going to be starting off with a clip called Scoot Clip, which is also done in one player. By turning the controller almost upside down when driving past this cage, Mario's hitbox
What?
just extends inside enough to grab that moon.
No
Yeah,
way.
apparently he just leans slightly further when you're leaning
Oh,
the
what happened
controller.
there?
They added a lot of motion controls in this game that you
Oh,
wouldn't
they
even notice
missed
on a
that one.
casual playthrough at all.
And it's
They've
funny
barely
because
made
you
any
probably
mistakes in this,
noticed
but that's
that
two
Zach
so
was
far.
very far away with Cappy from that cage. It's because earlier today we learned apparently Cappy can get trapped in that cage with
Yes, he can.
You
Yeah.
can
He'll just
sit
get
on the
stuck for a
bench.
while, and then when they actually need him, he just will not be available.
Okay.
And then we can do a
Didn't know
little
that.
dram to grab this pole. This moon that we're getting, no, we're not.
what dram?
No idea what
Everything's
you
according to plan.
Everything's going to plan. This moon here is the one that we actually would have grabbed during the Wiggler boss fight if we managed to get the damage clip to clip outside. We didn't get the clip, so we have to go and grab this moon here.
You can get a moon mid-boss fight?
But no big deal at all. And now we're heading into bullet building, another
That's
kind of
actually
tight,
insane.
Movement-based sub-area.
And this is another one where usually you would capture a bullet bill in this room, but you're just going to see shortly that we can do the movement faster without using any captures here.
Yeah, like most of the speedrun, you mean? Bro, this is insane to me.
Oh,
Bro!
beautiful.
The distance you can cover is
We are not,
crazy.
out of the
Out of the
woods.
woods.
That's the phrase. We're
Yeah,
not out of the
they're-
woods yet.
They have one of the
Holy.
craziest these drams they've been doing where they teleport Cappy onto something.
Oh my
this is one of the
God,
craziest
dude.
ones here that they're
Yeah.
about to pull
So
off.
essentially, there's a mechanic in two-player known as we call range, which basically means Cappy can't be too far away from Mario, which for this dram is very bad because we need Cappy to be very far away. So what I'm going to do is I've rebound my ground pound button on the Cappy controller to a button on the D-pad, which is much easier to mash. So I'm going to mash that really, really fast. which
Holy
should
crap, that
stall
was
Cappy
crazy.
up there, yeah. It's going to stall Cappy up there, and hopefully after this cutscene, if my mashing was fast enough and his movement's good enough, I should still be up there just on the wire.
And there it is.
Let's go.
Only going about 10 times further than the intended range of Cappy.
Something like that.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I am curious, like, how many of these two-player exclusive strategies did you guys come up with? Because not a lot of people actually do two-player with two people. Some people will play with their feet, which
Exactly.
limits, like, a lot of the options.
People play with their feet?
Or at least I can't. Maybe if you're like
Are
a
you sure?
monkey or something, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
well, two-player was a very active category when the game came out. I mean, people actually beat
Wait, what
Mario
the
Odyssey in
freak?
under an hour using 2P before they did it in
Where's
1P, which is
this?
something that not a lot of people know.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
I didn't know
Really?
that.
It was
That's
about a month
crazy.
before almost, yeah. But in the few years, as the popularity started to die down, two-player didn't really see a lot of improvement in optimization. So when we picked up the category and started grinding to a world record level, we had to go back. We looked through loads of like old runs, old like random routes and stuff, picking out strats here and there. So this run is kind of a culmination of like loads and loads of different 2P runners and people who grind out like strats and clips and stuff. And a lot of our own strats too that we've kind of combined into one run. So it's a very unique one.
Yeah, that's cool.
This route has very much been cherry-picked by us for what we're comfortable with, what we can do with two people as opposed to one person using their hands and feet and other stuff like that.
That's interesting to go back and find like lost strategies.
Exactly. There are
and
quite a few
apply
of
them.
those.
That's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
So, like, we're about 27 minutes in, so I'm assuming we're about halfway, just over halfway in this speedrun. And I'm in disbelief. I'm so curious to see how else they're going to do, or what else they're going to do in this.
All right, this is Snow Kingdom. We do get a little bit of a break. Metro Kingdom is like very scary. There's a lot that can go wrong.
definitely.
Snow Kingdom is a little bit more relaxed, apart from one or two tricks, which you're going to see.
Yeah.
There's also
Are they gonna do the
Jolly Kingdom
race?
Once we get inside the room. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
like the music.
Yeah.
Also one of the best songs in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oops.
It's a vibe.
Whoa, nice.
And just heading into Shabar here. So many of you will all obviously be very familiar with the Bound Bowl race, which was a very, very significant part in everyone's casual playthrough. But it is much faster to just grab some other moons dotted around. So we don't actually do the Bound Bowl race
Oh,
here.
damn. I was hoping to
be cool
see
if
a
you did, though.
speed run of
It
that.
would be very cool, but it would be quite slow as well, yeah.
But people could guess a time.
They
Yeah,
could, they
that's
could.
Aw, that's
All
disappointing.
right, so the way
wanna
this
see these
works
lads
is
just
there's 4
speed through
branches
that.
Which will have story moons, which unlock the Bamble Arena. We're going to do a moon clip here to actually get into the first branch without having to go through the really long
The
corridor.
clips are crazy,
I'm gonna
man.
shut up now.
Like,
And I'm going to talk because this jump is absolutely insane. This is something that is not even close to being possible in one player. And then also Zach is setting up another dram onto the blowy Joey over here.
There we go.
holy moly.
Absolutely. That is like half the time it would normally take to finish this room.
Yes.
All thanks to the two-player mechanics.
Exactly, and we leave one spiny alive there so that camera turn after the cutscene is shorter, saves about a second to leave that.
What? Really?
Very, very cool.
So they intentionally left one there. That wasn't just a off chance.
Love whoever,
What the freak?
decided,
Everything is
we could
so
use this wind
specific
momentum and still
in
get
these
a bounce
speedruns. It
afterwards.
always
Yeah.
blows my mind.
Barely make that.
Like every particular object movement or enemy placement is all intentional for the run.
Zach presses jump on the second player. It keeps all that speed and lets you just barely make that gap.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are, we're going to stack some Goombas here. Now, in one player, there's a trick which we do in this room called Ice Corner Clip, where you can actually grab this moon without stacking the Goombas by clipping through a very, very, very like tight gap in the wall collision.
Wow.
Unfortunately, in one player, they use the first-person camera mode to line that up and get through that wall. In two-player, there is no first-person camera mode. No one really knows why. They just took it out. You just can't use it. So we can't really do that trick. So we do actually lose a few seconds here to the one-player speedruns.
If you try to do it without the camera like I did when it was originally discovered, I think it took me like an hour one time. It's just
you
throwing
can't
yourself
just
at the
jump
wall
but-
over and over.
I think that's one of those tricks I got like third
well,
try
see,
and then it
you're just
couldn't get
buying
it
the star,
again.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you miss it, you die.
A moon, sorry.
Lose a lot of time, so definitely not worth it.
No.
And now we have one more moon to collect, but you might see we're warping to the Odyssey. Why are we doing that? Well, it's because similar to Lake, we're going to go up and get the painting moon, which is meant to be gotten in post-game by coming through a later painting using a trick called Snow Dram.
Okay.
That is a mid-air, right?
Yes, actually, good call.
Let's try that again.
They're actually going to get across there.
Just barely possible, that jump.
You heard Zach point out there that wasn't midair. If Mario is in midair already, he only gets one bounce. Off the ground, he gets 2 bounces. So I think Jambo was just barely off the Odyssey by like
I'm
an inch.
questioning
And
all my
very,
life choices
very hard to
now.
tell. I didn't notice that was a midair bounce.
I was
I don't deserve to hold a Switch controller.
Your wahoos have captured our hearts. Good luck and
Oh, okay. Bro's really good at reading the donos.
So much, guys. That's incredible. All right, this is Seaside Kingdom. Very much a relaxing kingdom. There's not too
Yeah,
much
I
difficult
didn't
in here.
spend
There's
too much time in this
one or
kingdom.
two
I
clips
kind of
we're
regret
gonna
that.
do, later on, but they're not too tight. And it's a good breather because the next thing coming up, Luncheon, is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So
Everything from here on out is
we're
going to
going
be
to take this
real
moment to
intense.
just sit back a little bit. Enjoy the calm, beachy vibes, the chill music. Oh, it's so nice.
So it's probably also a good time to mention, a lot of you may have noticed a lot of tricks that we have done so far. We've
Do you know
tagged the
how
word
long it
dram
took me
and you might be
to figure out to get close to the edge of that? I never actually made it up. I obviously needed the capture, but they done it with so much
and then
ease.
use Cappy's location to capture. Well, he had one request specifically. Don't name that trick after me. So of course we name every trick after him.
And here we are. This is a clip called Fish Dip, where you can get a push from the chest to push you out of bounds. We grab this moon, again, without clipping back in, and then all this does is it means we can take much more direct lines to this moon and the next one. We don't have to swim through the tunnel. Saves about 6 seconds, but a pretty tricky window for clipping out there.
Seaside Kingdom is just full of out-of-bounds clips all over the place.
Yeah.
You can do it as a fish, you can do it as Mario, and the ones with the fish are very fast, so they are used very well in the run here.
Dude.
That just says merci in English.
It does, yeah.
What the heck?
Wait. Sorry, did you just say English?
English.
English.
French.
Well, yeah, I guess. But that's what it says when you play in English as well.
Okay. And this trick is called Fish Clip. This is actually probably the easiest clip in the whole run.
Wait, how
again,
does
you
he just
swim the
clip
fish,
so
down
easily?
as far as you can go, uncapture, swim away, and then just throw Cappy back onto the fish. And it will essentially reset the push that you get from being at the edge of the kingdom, and you can just slide straight past the floor collision and get into the Sphinx, again, without having to answer his riddles.
Yeah, this game doesn't really have
Skipping all the Sphinxes.
invisible walls at the edges of the kingdom. Instead, it has a force. It is called suckage. And instead, what it does is it kind of sucks you back into the map with just like this gravitational force. But as you capture the fish, that suckage is gone, and you can just bypass it by uncapturing and recapturing the fish.
Man, they almost have
we're just
100
leaving
moons.
Seaside now.
All right, so Luncheon Kingdom. This kingdom, there's a route in this kingdom called Spewitless, which is usually reserved for a very high level, where you skip the Spewit boss fight, and what that does is, first of all, you have to do a really big trick jump to avoid the boss loading zone, but then also it means that a bunch of stuff doesn't spawn in the kingdom, so you have to navigate it without using the lava captures that you're meant to use. We are going to be doing something a little bit crazier than that. This is a route that we came up with by ourselves. It's probably the proudest part that we have of this whole run, and it starts like this. We're going to do this massive jump across the lava. I'm going to go out here, grab this checkpoint to refill his health.
Oh,
And we're
just
gonna
about
grab that
bolts
moon.
in
There
there.
you go.
Oh
And that is just the
my
beginning.
god.
This is a 2-player exclusive route. We are the only runners in the world that do this route in runs because it is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But essentially what we're trying to do here is in the normal Spewitless route, which, you know, the 1-player world record does. Oops, that was messy. Nice. In the normal Spewitless route that the 1-player world record does, they go to the town twice because we have to go there once, just after, you know, skipping the boss fight, and then go there again with a golden turnip, which will give us a moon. But essentially, using those 2-player exclusive lava vaults, we can go up, get the golden turnip, and bring it down to the town and just do 1 visit, which is actually how this route saves time. And I think it saves about 5 seconds over the normal one.
Double?
Yeah. And the Spiritless route itself is already so hard because you're cutting out 5 moons that you would normally get through the story.
I'm actually shocked watching
the 5
this.
moons you have to replace it with are not very easy to get.
They're doing it so casually.
Exactly. So here's that turnip we were talking about. We're going to carry it all the way over to the town and throw it in the pot. This does require a little bit of concentration.
Whoa.
Kobe.
Grab the second turnip here, throw it in at the same time.
Oh, just
That's a
timed
shame,
my jump
that's a
very
shame.
slightly too early. So I'm going to do
Oh.
maybe a spin pun double vault here. And I'm not too sure if I'm landing on top of the pillar.
Oh.
So just a little double vault here. And I'm going to get on top of this pillar and grab this ground pound moon.
Ideally, we want to grab that moon while the turnips are spawning because it kind of cuts the second turnip cutscene short. It's a really cool watch seeing the 2 moons go like boom, boom at the same time, but...
Oh, that's a pity. I wish I got to see that now.
Very crazy room that you would never be able to really do as one person. And it's really hard to do as 2 people as well, so hopefully we can see them pull it off here.
Yeah, so in the 1-player route, you're used to seeing people do this, get this moon, but this is where it gets a little crazy for 2-player.
What do you mean?
Oh, stuck on the wall there. This is going to be strange because now our
now they gotta
cycles
do a
are
back
up. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Shard, we're fine, we're fine.
Okay.
I hyped it up too much.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, that was still impressive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that room, it has a rising platforms that come in and out of the lava. We got stuck on the wall there, which meant they were just all off cycle. We couldn't do a normal movement. But yeah, getting through that without dying or soft locking is really good.
That actually did happen in practice earlier. They grabbed the last 2 shards on the same frame, and you just could not spawn the moon.
Yeah, the moon just doesn't spawn.
Yeah, so you have all
no
5.
way.
The moon doesn't spawn, and then if you die, the moon's just there.
Yes, it's really weird.
It just...
Yeah. All right, and then we walked to a
The
checkpoint.
crowd
I don't know if you saw
consistent
that. We
with that.
grabbed
I
the
love it.
checkpoint as we come through town and walked out just to get a little bit further into the town after we came out.
You're
And
going to
now
get
we're
this
grab spot
instantly, aren't they?
spoon. You can actually cheese this completely just by leaving Cappy there and bringing him back. Grabs all of the correct slots on the first try.
Oh, come on,
and
bro.
now, probably one of the trickiest parts this kingdom coming up. This is a strat called Invisiblock. It's also done in 1-player. We're just going to come at it from... ooh, what do you want to do?
Ooh, we're doing a little strange back up there, but
Hello.
we'll just do the trick there and
Cappy
grab that
loves
crate moon.
not homing in on that frame. You shake the controller and he just goes right next to it.
If you could give me a quick double vault here.
So, usually we'd grab this moon which spawns some lava, but because we skipped the boss fight, those platforms that we'd usually spawn aren't there. But the devs left in a hidden block right there, which we can activate with Cappy and bounce off. And now, we're not done yet. I'm going to leave Cappy over here and mash the D-pad again to keep ground pounding.
And if all goes well...
And then
There
I'm
it is.
going to walk back across.
And a fun fact about Cappy that I learned from Zach and Jambo is Cappy on his own, when you're going away from Mario, doesn't actually start losing height until Mario touches the ground. So that's always
Cappy
really
will,
interesting.
yeah, he'll always try to match Mario's height. So, but if you don't touch the ground, and you're going to see that, something like that later, where Jambo just avoids touching the ground as long as possible so that Cappy does not ever lower and can do one of those drams.
Yeah, it's so crazy how much we can take advantage of just the very slight differences that 2-player mode has.
Yep.
And I mean,
Oh my God, he's already in the air, ready to do.
Earlier, but 2-player saves roughly a minute over 1-player. So that's why,
Dude.
in theory, yeah.
But yeah,
That
again,
is
like,
crazy
getting
to
2
me.
people- I mean, the 1-player runners are putting like tens of thousands of hours in, and getting 2 people to sync up that much is very hard. But you guys do have an insane amount of time in this run, and it shows very clearly.
Absolutely. Now, just leaving lunch, and we've got time for a few donos.
113 moons. Only 40 minutes in.
It's run perfectly. Cap.
Huh?
So now we're coming into Ruined Kingdom, a very dark and creepy kingdom.
I love this kingdom.
Where we're going to fight a really, really big dragon that looks
Just
super
because
out
of
place
the
in this game.
aesthetic.
I don't know what the Nintendo devs were thinking when they decided to add this, but I'm so glad they did because it is very cool. Unfortunately, also very boring to run.
Yeah.
It's a really easy boss fight. Basically, no optimization in here. So
It is the closest thing to an auto-scroller that this game has.
Yes, I mean, obviously we can get a few donations in here while we fight this boss if you'd
What
like
the
to.
heck is that?
Never mind.
So we're just doing the first phase here. Now, what we can do just to save a little bit of time is have Zach go and pull the swords from the dragon there for me to be able to ground pound him on his head. So we can do that each phase to defeat this boss very, very quickly.
Exactly.
Also, for anyone wondering what that little Captain Toad is there for, those are hint arts that were added into the game in a future update that Nintendo kind of just tweeted out everything, and they're like, hey, there's something here, there's something there. And they have 200 coins each, so they're very useful for all moons and 100%
Oh, no
runs.
way.
But it's a tradition to save Captain Toad during the Rune fight.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I was like, how do you know
moons, but we got to say
where to go to get them?
Sometimes when Zach is doing all the cap throws for Jambo, I kind of feel like Jambo's slacking off. He kind of, it's like having a butler like tending to you. He's just sitting there like, go ahead and get the steaks for me.
Yeah, I mean the level of skill and dedication that he brings to the table, I think it's worth him being able to relax for a king.
I mean, there's definitely times where you have nothing to do and Jambo's carrying as well. So.
At first, I thought it was a mistake where he jumped on his head and got hit, but that's intentional. Everything is intentional.
is just, you know, we've heard it a few times where Jambo needs something backed up, or he'll just quickly look over, double vault, and it's like instantly, like Zach's ready for that cue.
It's like they share a brain.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like reactionary movement. I mean, I have to be paying so much attention, and like sometimes I only have like a few frames to react to Mario doing something to change what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah, and it does help that us two actually do have telepathy with each other. So
You weren't meant to tell them that.
Oh, secret.
No, they're not gonna let us back again.
Sorry.
Disqualified.
That one quiet.
Anyway, that is ruin complete. We're heading to Bowser's Kingdom to go and track down Bowser and save Peach.
Oh,
Put on the spot like that.
You should have come prepared.
Just tell Bowser Jr. that Bowser's okay.
I could go with the class.
The hat just keeps going. Wow.
War at this point, but you know, what's a speedrunner's favorite food?
What?
Fast food.
Yeah. If you've got bad jokes to come in or puns, make sure you get those.
Wow.
They do raise some serious money, don't
I don't know
they?
if any of you saw that.
I love to see it.
I did.
It's
Love to see it.
Pay more attention. It's called, I don't know what it's called. It's
Wire drum, bird
Wire
drum.
drum,
In
I
one
guess.
player, it's called bird drum because you do it a slightly different way. You capture a Pokio by getting it up to the top and then leaving Cappy there while you go down and grab the moon. Not sure if we can call it in 2P.
We call it bird drum, but we capture a wire, so I don't really know what
capture
we do
a
with that.
You get to make the name now.
That's true,
Okay.
that's true. Let's call it Jambo Dram.
Jambo drum.
Dram.
You don't want any sort
jam
of part
dram.
of the name?
Dram with a J.
We should take credit. We did not make that one up, but it is very cool to watch.
No,
anyway.
but you are. You're showing it to more people than anyone else has.
That's true, that's true. And another very cool part of the run coming up, another Shards Moon. This is another one where I can just go off and get the shards while Jambo does some movement with Mario. We're actually meant to capture a poker here and poke a bomb at the crate, but by doing some very, very specific movement, we can try and manipulate the Pokio to poke the bomb at the crate anyway. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work. We just have to capture it and shoot another bomb.
That was
at the
weird,
crate.
yeah.
Not
It
that
seemed like
much
it
shard.
bounced off Cappy.
Yeah.
I think it might have.
Kinda
There's some
gone.
weird
Oh,
stuff that
right, I
goes
was
on
wondering.
there, and we keep discovering
It's
new
going
ways
so
to
fast.
run
I'm like,
this
oh, that
one
was
part of it.
intentional. Oh, wait, they actually made a mistake? That didn't look like a mistake.
Coming up, we're actually going to see something which we haven't mentioned yet. Not only in 2-player can you not use first-person mode, there's another weird mechanic.
I didn't even
You
know
can't
there was a
interact with
first-person
stuff as
mode.
Cappy if you're off camera. In
Yeah.
1 player, you can do anything as if there's off the camera as long as Cappy's there. In 2-player, the camera has to be facing what you're interacting with.
Which I don't understand at all.
No, so here I'm going to be turning the camera as he does that movement so that it's facing the wire when I capture it. In 1 player, you can just leave the camera where it is. It does make that a bit more tricky for Jambo, though.
Oh, so you actually have to be
Got a nice
facing
fast
the
strike
object.
after that. We
Beautiful.
don't
That was
usually
really
get
nice.
that.
It's funny
That's
how
really
all
nice.
these
And
things
now we
work,
have to
isn't it?
fight Topper and Harriet, who are some pretty easy bosses, though there is a very cool trick in the Harriet one, which we're doing in a second.
Oh, not Harriet first.
Oh, here
my
we
soul.
go.
My soul.
Perfectly
There is-
dividing the SMO community
There
with
is
this
zero
decision.
time difference in which one
Dude,
you choose.
I didn't even know you could jump on him while he's well, he still has all the hats on him.
$5 dono train of saying
That's
if you're
insane.
Team Harriet or Topper first.
I like that, I like
Heard
that.
it,
Let's get
chat.
some team
Challenge
toppers.
open and accepted for that.
Now, just finishing Topper here and going straight over to Harriet, and someone can explain this trick that I'm about to do.
Yeah, so I don't.
I can't.
Well, can you? Okay, go for it.
No, I definitely cannot.
Whoa.
I have no idea. Look at this. I don't know what's happening here.
The thing is,
Why is that
neither
bomb
can
just
I.
spinning?
No one knows how this trick works. If you throw 1 bomb at Harriet while she's being hit by another bomb, that bomb floats in the air, and you can use it to immediately damage her on the second phase there. Don't know why it works, but it's very cool. And then I'm going to take control here, leave Cappy in a very certain spot, and then jump into a
Holy
bomb as
crap.
she throws it, just to launch it back at her. And just like that.
The trick does
Dude,
have a
that was
really,
perfection.
It does have a really cool
That
name,
was
though.
just pure
I-
perfection.
Yeah, yeah.
We are not going there.
No, CJ, say
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
trick
God.
is called the Zach and Jambo Lover
Wow.
Strap power move. And actually, I think Zach came
Wow.
up with it.
Oh, did I? That's interesting because it's
Yeah.
not a 2-player trick.
Well,
Which made it even crazier that you
Even
came up with.
crazier. Yeah, I know.
he didn't even discover the trick, but he did start a petition.
Anyway, we're heading into the second part of the kingdom now. We call this part the mech split, and we're going to basically be doing a very tall climb up to get to Bowser, who's standing right at the top of his kingdom. And up there's a big mech boss fight waiting for us. So in 1 player, we usually get that moon down there. We're skipping it because we replaced it with the bird dram.
Holy shit!
You're wondering, why are we getting extra moons? It doesn't say that we need any more, but once you finish the kingdom, suddenly 2 empty moon slots will appear that you need to get to the next kingdom, which don't show up before. So we just grab those on the way.
Oh
after we finish
my,
it
the
up.
speed.
The game wants you to think it's like the last kingdom.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and it's like, oh, surprise, we're... Well, you know what, I can't spoil it, can I?
Of course, of course.
You started getting close. To
I
spoil it.
did. All right, and now we're up at the top of the kingdom, and we're going to be fighting the mech. For a lot of people, this is one of the most daunting parts of the run. You're meant to capture a bird and poke bombs at the legs to knock it down, but we're going to skip all of that. We're going to climb straight up on top and break each bubble one by one.
What? You can do
back
that?
on the mech as it flings us off. This is really tricky, and it's even trickier in 2-player because a lot of the Mario mechanics don't quite work as fluidly as they do in 1-player. So the movement that Jambo
so they actually
very tight.
Yeah, when you're in 1-player, you always have a buffer. If, like, during that part where it's flinging you off, you don't have control of Mario.
I thought you actually had to do them one by one. Like
the cap throw button, say a little
they're a
early,
phase
it'll forgive
each,
you
but
for that.
clearly not.
But in 2-player, it doesn't do that. And if you're too late, you just won't make the jump.
And here, I'm going to leave Cappy up here by the last bubble, and I'm going to time my ground pound perfectly to break that bubble and take down the mech.
My God.
So fast.
Seeing this speedrun has made this game even more impressive.
Who was ruining my
Like,
playthrough
it was
when we
created for
played together.
speedrunners.
He also did spoil the ending.
This
for
game
me.
was made for speedrunners, and the devs knew exactly what they were
Constantly just said,
doing.
Can I play as Mario? Can I? No. I said, no, I'm playing Mario. You're Cappy.
I don't blame you.
Just like I imagine Jambo and Zach go through pretty often.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
all the
absolutely.
time, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, CJ, I hope not to ruin the next game for you, but I have a hunch Mario might have to save Peach again.
Dude, can you not?
And there we are. That wasn't the end of the game.
No.
What?
What? No way,
We've been
no way.
fooling you all.
Bowser and Peach have run off to the moon to go and get married, and we're going to go and crash the wedding. So we're going to put the hat on the globe and fly up to Moon Kingdom. While we do that, we have time for the last batch of donations.
Right, so we're nearly there now, right? We're at 50 minutes. Oh my God. We only have a few minutes left.
Love this game, loving this run, and absolutely loving the energy of this crowd. Hooray!
The crowd is so amazing.
The
Chat
crowd
and
is
donators,
class.
Can we hit $730,000 before the end of this run?
We
have about
definitely
4
can.
minutes.
We definitely can.
absolutely
I'm behind him,
incredible.
even though this has already
That
happened
towards
already.
that any percent incentive will be over 15K.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Now, the biggest skip in the run is coming up. It's called Moon Cave Skip.
This one's crazy.
We usually do it by doing some wall jumps off the Sphinx at the back of the kingdom. It saves about 3-4 minutes. We're going to be doing something quite different in 2-player. I'm just going to let this one explain itself.
Okay.
Oh,
no!
Was that a mid-air?
Yes.
That was a mid-air.
Yeah,
Barely.
I thought so.
So that was another one where I accidentally vaulted just as Mario went off the ground. But we got the checkpoint here. We're going to try it again, and we're going to give you guys a
So I
good
was wondering
show.
why they hit that checkpoint,
As you
because
can
this
see,
is
though,
clearly
they're
very
much two-player
difficult.
exclusive. Zach is controlling Cappy under Jambo so he can ground pound on it and barely.
Oh my God!
Moon Cave Skip.
They
It is
skipped
so
all
cool.
of that.
Again, something that you just absolutely could not do consistently as one person, you know, playing with 2 controllers. This is something that only 2 people completely synced up could pull off.
And I love the momentum you get off the bounce, off the ground.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
Another thing, like I mentioned earlier, where if you were to do a cap bounce like normal, you'd lose all that speed. And only with 2-player can you keep it going. Like 2-player mode is so
Okay,
cool in
here
this,
we
but
go.
it's,
Final boss.
Again, so hard to get people to show the skill like this.
Oh, so it's 11:22, so hopefully Bowser Jr. is asleep now. I don't want to explain anything.
Perfect. So this Bowser fight is essentially exactly the same as the one in Cloud. The only difference is he's going to do these middle phases where he spins some fire around. You just have to sit and wait and jump over them. It's nothing tricky.
The hitbox is absolutely minuscule. You can jump right through it without really anything happening.
Yeah, I think it's floor scan.
Yeah, I
is,
believe
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
right.
so you can do anything you want. You could even, if you really want to, be rolling around and just time the roll boost and go over it.
Yeah, it's really silly, that one. But yeah, this is honestly a good kind of relaxing point. I mean,
Relaxing.
point to kind of breathe and get control of your nerves in the final section of the run, which coming up does have probably the hardest trick in the entire run.
At 1 minute before the run ends, the hardest trick. You'll love to see it.
When we were going for the first ever sub 56-minute speedrun of this game, I believe we got over 20 separate paces to Moon Kingdom, and every single one of them died either to Moon Cave skip or this trick coming up. It's a very tricky.
Low battery. Oh, the run's ruined.
But coming up here. I'm going to capture the Bowser, and that is my last input of the run. I'm done.
Holy
Get a big
crap.
round of applause for Jambo, who's going to be finishing out the
Jambo
rest of
for
this
the
run
win.
by himself. I mean, what I can do, I can take Cappy here.
Jambo's been the GOAT for this entire run.
Sorry, I didn't mean to touch camera there. Very awesome hairstyle, which you can see there. He's looking very cool.
All right, and now that Jambo is going to be getting ready for the hardest trick in the game, let's hype him up. Jambo, Jambo,
Jambo, Jambo.
Jambo.
Okay, so usually we go in the 2D section here, but there are some very tiny hitboxes around the 2D section which you can barely jump on. You can skip the entire thing.
No.
Oh my God!
That is so awesome.
And yet again, the first time I've seen him get it first try.
Holy shit.
He is clutching up so hard during this run.
Jambo?
Oh, I almost forgot.
I did forget.
Let's finish off this run with an absolutely incredible song. We just have to break down these 4 pillars by shooting 5 fireballs at them each and then go into the wire in the middle, and that will be time.
Gotta take a second though to just appreciate how insanely well you guys played this run.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you could
like
fire fireballs.
They were able to do in practice.
I just looked at the timer. This is a really
Everything
good
there's
run.
been very minimal mistakes.
Yeah, they kept getting 58s. They're like, oh man, you know, we just hope we can get that sub hour. And then we're gonna get sub 56.
55, everybody. All right, the time ends when Bowser shoots.
Oh my God, it's going to be sub 56?
That is absolutely
3, 2,
1.
That is time!
Yo, sub 56!
That is so
Oh
awesome.
my.
wow.
Holy shit.
A 55-minute speedrun. That
Audience,
is
let's
incredible.
continue to give it up for Zach and Jambo!
Standing ovation. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Wow.
What a run.
Before we
Oh
toss it over to
my
y'all, I do want
God.
to squeeze it.
So that was mind-blowing, to say the least. I've seen some pretty crazy speedruns, but I think this is one of the most skilled speedruns I've ever watched. Seeing 2 people so synchronized to perfection is otherworldly. I'm still in disbelief that they were able to pull this off at sub 56. Oh my God, dude. Oh, wow. You know, massive GGs to Zach in the Box and Jambo for just an incredible performance, raising so much money for charity and doing it in the most glamorous way with this incredible speedrun. As I've said, this particular video and this speedrun has opened up my eyes to how important Super Mario Odyssey really is. To the speedrunners out there, this game probably means the world, because there's so many different things you can do in this game that give you the ability to come up with these crazy speedrun strats that I can only imagine how speedrunners felt when this game first came out. I would love to be able to view games through a speedrunner's perspective, but I don't have the gamer brain for that. These guys see things differently. They see different openings and different hitboxes, and it's almost as if they have a filter over games and they can see each and every different point that increases their run and the speed of their run. And seeing these 2 boys do this in such incredible fashion, it is truly something to behold. So massive respect to these guys, and massive shout out, of course, to Games Done Quick. It's a great event that they hold, I think, yearly. I think it's twice a year. I'm not sure. But they do these incredible speed runs. They commentate over it so well, which is also really impressive to do while doing these speed runs, but also raise money for great charities as well. So huge shout out to them too. But this is amazing. If you guys want to see the speedrun for yourselves, link in the description below. I'm speechless, but I'm glad I sat here and watched this today. It has made me feel even worse as a gamer, but I don't care. I play games for fun, and I don't think I'll ever be able to do a speedrun like this in my life, but that's okay. That's why we have Zach in the Box, and Jambo. People like these guys to do these incredible feats, and for us to sit there and watch in awe. Anyway, that was my reaction to this incredible world record speedrun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below your favorite strat that he pulled off in this speedrun. And subscribe to the channel if you enjoy seeing reactions like this from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.